Hi everyone, welcome to today's live. This is episode 2 of our LinkedIn and YouTube live conversation. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Dr. Pratiksha Khot. I'm a mindset clarity and emotional well-being coach. And today we are going to have a conversation with a coach. She is a mindfulness coach. Her name is Shweta Goel. And today we are going to have the conversation around mindfulness, emotional well being, peace, and much more. So let's welcome Shweta. Hi, Shweta. Welcome to today's live.
Hi Pratiksha, thank you so much for having me over. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm awesome, thank you.
All right. So to start off, Shweta, I would love for you to introduce yourself, what you do to our audience, and then we will start with everything that we want to discuss, the conversation that we want to have. Okay.
Great. So, to begin with, I work with urban women professionals who feel emotionally overwhelmed, who have hidden anger issues, who feel a lot of mental chaos, and are disconnected with their own selves. So, my work combines mindfulness, emotional awareness, and shadow work to help them feel calm, clarity, and confident. And the catch is that you can do all of it, you can achieve all of it without giving up on your daily roles and responsibilities. So yeah, that's a little bit about my work.
Interesting. So how did you start with this, Shweta? Like with your work?
So Pratiksha, that's very interesting. It began with my own experience. I was absolutely fine on the outside, and but on the inside I felt constantly stressed and emotionally exhausted. So once I started slowing down and I got in touch with mindfulness as a subject, and I started understanding and seeing my own inner patterns, everything started to shift. Like this started to change for me. And that is when I realized that this kind of work is so essential. It isn't optional at all. It should be essential. So that's how I got into this.
Hmm. And what is there something specific that made you shift to this particular thing that you felt okay, this is something very much essential that I can't ignore it right now. Like this is must do something.
Yeah, so I think certain issues which I faced was constantly feeling stuck in my life. Okay, and one was getting angry and getting triggered at every small thing. I could see my relationships were going for a toss, whether it was personal or professional or with my kids. So there was so much piling on, and I just became emotionally overwhelmed. And it reached a point where I did not know what to do, and I just felt that I needed help. So that is when I started looking for coaches or people who could help me. And that's how I was introduced to mindfulness as a subject.
Hmm. So where did you start when, for example, if someone who is just going through the same, so
Hmm.
how would your journey, your starting point can help them? So how did you start so that it can help them as well to begin with?
So I think one very important point where I started was to slow down in life. I was just doing all the time, like, doing it for the family, for the kids, for my work, because I was working from home. And it became so overwhelming that I was trying to manage so many things at the same time. So the first thing that I was asked to do is slow down in life and notice what are the triggers, what are the patterns, what is giving rise to the way I'm thinking and feeling and emoting. So I think once I started slowing down, like, being more present to what I was feeling, I realized that emotion as a like, let's say if I'm angry. So anger is a very superficial emotion. But then I understood I was feeling hurt. I was feeling unseen and unheard underneath it. So once I was able to reach that point, then that is when I stopped reacting and started shifting towards responding. So that was a major shift I felt the moment I started to slow down in life. That okay, everything else can wait. First, you need to be on track with your own self. So that's how I started. And I think that's very important that what you are feeling, how you're feeling in the moment, and what is it trying to tell you that you understand that.
And that self awareness can only come when you slow down. So, slowing down is the first step, which
Yes,
is
definitely.
uh, many people avoid because of many things, and one of these can be feeling of being left behind. If I slow down, I may miss something that I'm doing, or uh, whatever, like just
Yeah.
feeling that I can't slow down.
Yes, yes.
So
Yes, I.
what do you suggest to those people who have the fear of slowing down?
So, especially because I work with women, so I've seen that in today's age and time, we are constantly doing, achieving, and managing. Okay, but rarely pausing, like how you were saying. And the thing is, nobody teaches us, or nobody has even taught us ever how to process our emotions or listen to our inner signs and signals. So stress goes on building quietly, and then eventually it starts showing up as burnout, anxiety, or emotional shutdown. So one approach I feel that really people need that you don't have to fix yourself as a person because emotion cannot be fixed. Emotion needs to be understood. So that when awareness that kind of awareness will come, change will also start coming and it will become very gentle and sustainable. It will not be forced or overwhelming. So that is what I think women today or people in general need to understand that just running because we've become human doings instead of human beings. So we're doing, but we need to go back to that state flow. So all I want to tell people who are just running behind the rat races, it's only more than benefiting because they're losing on relationships, they're losing. And I think the foremost relationship they're losing is with their own self. We don't even know what we want from our own selves because we're so busy running for other people, doing for other people, achieving certain goals. A goal achieve ho gaya, then we want post shifts further, then we want that is where we need to work on.
Hmm. So basically, what we all need to understand, if we have the fear of slowing down, it's not actually like they say, right? So if you want to move further, you sometimes you have to take a step back so that you
Yes.
can move faster, right? So
Yes.
if you have the fear of slowing down, you can just think in a way that it is actually helping you to move ahead, not actually stopping you. So you can move
Yes.
with clarity, you can move faster and stronger.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So we have heard a lot about mindfulness. Uh,
Yeah.
just help us, our audience, understand in a simple way what is mindfulness.
Okay, so mindfulness is very simple. It is about being present in the moment. Don't worry about the past and don't worry about the future. Just enjoy the moment you are here in. And mindfulness also helps us pause before reacting. It helps you create that space between what you feel and how you respond. So, this pause alone can completely shift your relationships, your decision making abilities, and your emotional well being. So, mindfulness is all about being present and taking that pause before you react or respond. So, it's very simple that you can do work on with your daily life, like taking a 2-minute break between two tasks. or just focusing on your breath before answering back to anybody. So it's as simple as that. It doesn't need like long sessions, you have to sit for meditation or anything. It can be something that is be practiced in everyday life by just being
Hmm.
present to, let's say you're eating food, but so many times what happens, we're on the phone also and we're eating also. So what mindfulness would tell you is keep the phone down, focus on your food, because otherwise so many times it happens we don't even know what we've eaten. And sometimes it has happened with me in the past, as long as I was not practicing mindfulness, that I wouldn't even know if I've had a meal or not. So it
Hmm.
is that mental muscle, like how you go to the gym to build on your physical muscles. So mindfulness is like building that mental muscle to be present at all times to whatever you are doing.
Hmm. Okay. And why is it difficult to be present? Like a lot of
Because,
us have that
yeah.
thing.
So, of course, it is difficult to be present because our energy is in different directions. We are trying to multitask so many things at the same time, and that is why our brain is always in an overthinking mode. So, just to stop that and just to bring ourselves to the present, we really need mindfulness as a tool to regulate our working on everyday basis. Like, let's say in mindfulness, we focus on single tasking rather than multitasking. Because when you're multitasking, you cannot focus on one task completely. And there are times where you are not able to finish even one task with full presence. So, if you're able to finish one task with full presence, that gives you a sense of achievement and satisfaction. Chalo, at least I was able to do one task completely. And if you're doing five tasks at the same time and not able to finish one of them, it's you are missing the point, because again you're thinking I was doing so much the whole day, still I was not able to finish anything. So where did I
Hmm.
go wrong? So that is where mindfulness steps in and says focus on one task, finish it completely, and then move on to the next one.
Hmm. And how do we practice it in our busy life? Like, how do we do that practically?
So mindfulness is not about sitting silently for hours. It is about small moments of awareness that you can weave into daily life. Like, let's say, breathing, noticing your surroundings, or choosing differently. Okay, just to explain you, like, let's say you have two meetings in a day. So what you can do is in between two meetings, you have 10 minutes gap. Let's say you're shifting from one room to another for the meeting. So what you can do is you can do a exercise which we call the box breathing, where you inhale for the count of four, hold for the count of four, exhale for the count of four, and again hold for the count of four. And it is a beautiful reset that brings you back to the present. It's basically will help you focus on to your next set of work or your meeting and keep you present there, because whatever you've done, now you need to move on to the next work. So it helps you, it's like a reset button. You don't
Hmm.
whatever you were doing in the past meeting into the next one. So that is one very basic exercise that works beautifully with working professionals and people at all levels, not just working professionals, from all walks of life.
Hmm. And that's very interesting because a lot of time we all of us know that we need to
Hmm.
be present,
Yes.
but we don't know how to be. And the very simple technique, the tool that you have shared, is about focusing on the breath. It
Yes.
doesn't take a lot of time, but it will actually help you to bring yourself back from where you were in the past or in a particular task to the
Yeah.
present so that you can move ahead with whatever that you need to do the next.
Yeah.
So that's very practical thing that we can practice uh, for the mindfulness, how to
Yeah.
actually be present.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for sharing that because I know how much breath work helps. not only the pranayam and things that you do in the yogic
Hmm.
practice, but apart from that, using it in a daily, day-to-day work when you feel triggered, or there is a lot of a lot of things going
Hmm.
on in your mind
Yeah.
and you are overthinking, emotionally overwhelmed. Just focusing on the breath and taking few breaths
Yeah.
and bringing yourself back to the present actually settles you
Yeah,
a
very
lot more
truly. And all
than.
it takes is like 3 to 5 rounds, and you will instantly feel a sense of calm and a peace come over you. So that is so important. We are all running behind peace these days. There's so many people we get in touch with, like you and me belong to the same industry. So I'm sure you'll agree that on every day we are on calls with so many different set of people, men and women alike. And one main objective is we need peace, we need calm, we need clarity. So it is not something that we earned. It is all within us. It's how we reach out to it, basically.
Mm. And the peace can be created. It is not something you search for
Yeah, of course.
outside.
Yes. Yes. Definitely.
So what do you have to say about the peace aspect of life, or the people who are searching for the peace?
So I think for people who are searching for peace is see emotional peace is not a personality trait. It is like how you said it is a skill. It is a learnable skill. So once you understand your inner patterns and you learn how to respond from a place of awareness, peace becomes very easily accessible, right? Because once you have that awareness in situations, you will automatically feel calmer in the same situations which used to trigger you earlier, because you stop overthinking. And you because you stop overthinking, you start trusting yourself again. So, and that's a big one. What is the problem today is because we are so much in an overdrive mode that we don't even trust our own decisions. Am I making the correct decision for myself? We know how to decide for others, but not for ourselves. So it is such a learnable skill. It's just a mental muscle that we need to work with.
Mm. And I like what you said. It's a skill. So it means that it is learnable, and it's a muscle, like how we build the muscle. You
Yes.
build the muscle for peace by practicing it.
Yes.
And it starts with being present. And how you can be present is the simple one thing that you mentioned is the breath.
Yeah.
What are other ways that you can practice the being present thing?
I think one more practice, very simple yet beautiful grounding practice that works like magic, is it's a grounding technique, and it is called the 5 4 3 2 1 technique, where you notice 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear, 3 things you can feel, 2 things you can taste, and 1 thing you can touch in your immediate environment. You do this, and within moments, in less than 10 seconds, you'll realize that you are present in the moment because you were busy noticing 5 things, 4 things, feeling 2 things, tasting 1 thing. So it immediately brings you back to the present. It's a beautiful grounding techniques, and it works like magic. It works personally for me, so I use it a lot even with my clients and my mindfulness and transformation work. And yeah, I think everybody should give a shot.
The breathing and the grounding practice. Okay, great. So, to come to this, what are the specific challenges that the people that you work with they came to you
Hmm.
with?
So I think most common challenges, because I basically work with women, so major challenges that they face are: one is emotional overwhelm. Okay, then another one they feel is self doubt, emotional exhaustion, and not knowing how to respond instead of reacting. And
Hmm.
many women feel responsible for everybody else's work, but they are so disconnected with their own selves or from their own selves. So these are some of the very common struggles women come to me with. And yeah, that is where we use mindfulness as tools, tips, hack, and help them get in touch with their own selves to begin with, and then work on, building their emotional resilience, help them get rid of procrastination and emotional exhaustion, and they leave with a newfound calm, clarity, and confidence, and with a very sustainable routine that they can follow even after the sessions are done.
So, how, mindfulness to start with, like, for example, if someone comes to you,
Hmm.
uh, they have anger issues or they are unable to respond instead
Hmm.
of they are reacting. So, how
Hmm.
do you, like, what are the few steps or things that you help them with so that they can reach from that point A to point B?
Yeah, so I think the first thing which we do is to slow down. Okay. So I use a technique called the SOUL method, which is the soul method. Okay. So here we first work on slowing down
Hmm.
the thoughts and observing them. O is to observe. U is to understand that what are those thoughts trying to tell you, how you're feeling, what you're feeling, but underneath what is the main emotion that is happening. And L is learning from that, whatever your emotions are signaling you or protecting you from, learning from all of that and then moving ahead. Then moving from a space of reacting to responding, from feeling stuck to a place of transformation, from being in a place where your mind is full of thoughts to a place where you can think mindfully.
Hmm.
So, soul method is something which we work.
I like that. Soul. The acronyms:
Thank you.
S for slow down, O for observe, U for understand,
Understand.
and then learn. So,
Lead.
lead.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, got it. So, first you understand and then you decide how you want to lead.
Yes.
Interesting. I think this is the best thing our listeners can take away from the soul method that you are actually using for your clients. And this is very simple, easy to practice.
Yes.
Uh, okay, thank you, Shweta, for sharing that. And anything else that you want to share uh, with the people that you use in your work or for your own self that can help them
Okay. So what
while
I
the
think is,
while yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
okay. So I think there are a lot of people who are even listening to us right now, and you might be feeling absolutely emotionally exhausted. All I want to say is nothing is wrong with you. All your body and emotions are asking for is attention and not judgment. Begin by slowing down and listening. Because once you are kind and compassionate towards your own self is only when you will gain clarity. So take a pause today and ask yourself this question: what am I feeling right now, without trying to change it? And that this one question, I'm telling you, it is a very powerful, it will create very powerful awareness amongst all of you. So yeah, stay with it and see how it works for you. And yeah, I think that's about it, Pratiksha, from my side.
Thank you. Anything, any books or podcast or mentors that you follow in the same field that you work with that people can check or learn from that and go deeper into this work and learn much more about
I
this?
think there's so many books that you can talk about, and so many podcasts. But I think one specific book I'll talk about is it is called Mindful Self Discipline. I'm forgetting the name of the author. Um, but it is a very good book if somebody is working on building self discipline and to looking to start, where to start, how to bring about small changes into daily life, how to become more present into daily life. And I think that is one book that has impacted me a lot, and it has helped me build a routine over time and put things into place and perspective personally for me. So it's not just about building discipline, like, hardcore discipline. It's about bringing small changes in your life very systematically. And then the magic just happens on its own. Like, you start getting aligned with small things, and the bigger changes, you can see the bigger shifts automatically. So yeah, I will probably look for the name of the author and tell you. You can put it on later in the comments if you want.
Uh, so who is your mentor or you follow in this field?
So there's not one particular mentor I follow or work with. I have several mentors for like shadow work. I've worked very closely with my mentor called Aditi Nirvan. She's a name to reckon with in the field of shadow work. In mindfulness, I've worked with somebody called Praveen from Happitude. He's a person of great repute and understanding when it comes from mindfulness. That is where I began my journey as a mindfulness coach. And internationally, if you want to follow you, there is somebody called Sean. He also runs a huge program at Google. He used to run it. Sean Fargo is his name, and he's a very reputed, highly influential mindfulness coach from the West. And he's run very big programs with Google and many companies like that. So, yeah, he's somebody I follow regularly with to keep myself updated and abreast with the latest happening in the field of mindfulness.
All right, thank you, Shweta. I would like to know for you to share more about, like we discussed about the mindfulness part,
Yeah,
but one thing that you mentioned is about the shadow work. So
yeah.
share a little bit about that.
So, shadow work is something very interesting. When we say shadows, we don't mean literally the shadows. So, shadows are basically parts of our own selves which we've denied or suppressed owing to certain scenarios in our life, like let's say conditioning at a family level, at a cultural level, at a societal level. So, when we learn to integrate those parts which we've suppressed all along with the gold that we discover once we practice shadow work and recognize that nothing is positive and negative, all are parts of us, and we accept ourselves as a whole. So that is the entire journey of shadow work. So we don't say in shadow work that this is right or this is wrong. We just say it's everything is a part of a whole, and we learn to recognize why we are feeling what we are feeling and integrate it into the same person.
So basically, what we do is there are
Recognize,
parts of us that we.
yeah. So let's say if you're feeling anger, so you need to understand where is that anger coming from in the past. What were the triggers? What were the patterns? Was it something in early childhood, or was it something as a teenager, or something that happened in your adult life? And what are the patterns because of it that you built, and how you can heal that? So
Hmm.
those will be certain steps in shadow work.
Hmm. So basically, learning to, when we say integrate the parts of us, what we are actually saying is how you can accept the parts that you have rejected.
Yes, yes, you can say that. Yes, there'll be
Okay.
complete unconditional acceptance.
Hmm. And we have rejected because we want to get accepted by others, and we learn that this part
Yes,
of us may not be something that people will accept with. So we learn to
yes,
hide it or reject it by our own self, and
yes,
that's why. Um, and how does it affect when we reject a certain part of us?
So, see, when you're rejecting parts of you which you should have ideally owned as a child, you become people pleaser. You say yes when you want to say no. You start you put yourself at the end and do everything for everyone else first. So all those small, emotional overwhelm can also be one. You don't know how to manage your emotions because you were never taught about emotions. Some people get very irritated and then they wonder, yeah, why did me? But because probably it is that is running in the background, that is running the show for you at the moment. So shadow work will help you decode that pattern and understand where it is coming from and how you can shift that perspective of yours.
Hmm. And the shadow part can be anything, like not not owning your own emotions because uh, you
Yes.
were asked to shut down and not feel this way or express your emotions, kind of.
Yeah.
So anything can be a shadow, something that you haven't accepted or
Accepted.
you have
Yes.
just rejected.
Yes. Or you're
Hmm.
just suppressed over time. Sometimes you don't even know. Can be anything.
Mm-hmm. All right, this was something interesting that we shared and have the conversation about mindfulness. So, just to um, summarize what we discussed about what is mindfulness, how we can be present because this is the challenging thing, and the technique and the tool of breathing and the grounding practice, which can actually help us to be
Hmm.
present. And when we be present, how we can move from point A, where you are struggling with the difficult things of your mental and emotional things, to reach to a point B, which is, as we discuss, peace is a practice, and how we can reach to is your soul method that you mentioned, the SOUL.
Yeah.
So I think this the conversation that we had, which was very simple and practical things that we discussed about mindfulness. So thank you so much, Shweta, and it was lovely to have you here.
Thank you, Pratiksha, for having me. And before I go, I just want to tell people please start small, take that pause, notice things around you, and be very, very kind to yourself. Yeah? So, thank you and have a great day, everyone.
All right. So Shweta is also on LinkedIn and Instagram. You can follow her work, and if you need some help regarding the field that she is working in, you can definitely reach out to her. Uh, so that's it. Anything else, Shweta?
No, I think we had a good conversation. So, yeah,
Okay.
thank you for having me.
All right. So, thank you so much, everyone, for being live and listening to today's conversation. If you have any questions, you can let us know in the comment box. And we will see you live next week with another guest. Till then, bye, take care, have a good evening.